What up, everybody? BMF is back with season 2, and I already have a new favorite character on the show. Unexpectedly to me, I didn't think I was gonna like this character from the trailer and going into the season, but yeah, man, I got a new favorite character. His name is K-9. And I'm a lover of basketball. You see when Meech goes to meet up with K-9. K-9 and his boys are in the back office with TVs stacked up watching basketball games, multiple basketball games at one time, and I can definitely relate to that. I got the NBA League Pass. You can see me flipping from channel to channel, going from one game to the next. So that's similar to what they were doing back in those days with the multiple TVs stacked upon each other. Lovers of the game of basketball. He used the basketball analogy. What's the difference between the first and 10th best point guard? And K-9 said it was vision. You gotta be able to see the whole floor. Ruthless, murdering drug kingpins from TV shows and movies like Scarface, Nino Brown, Ghost James St. Patrick, and Frank Lucas, just to name a few. And one of my favorite scenes of all time in any movie was when Frank Lucas got up in front of all his brothers. This American Gangster, if you didn't know. Frank Lucas gets up in front of all his brothers and walks up to one of his rivals or somebody he had problems with and shot him at the hot dog stand in broad daylight and put the money on his chest and walked away. That was such a gangster scene. One of the most gangster you get in a movie. So I'll get back to that later. On top of that, to add the cherry, and that's what K-9 is, ruthless drug kingpin. On top of that, to add the cherry to the top, to add the cherry to the cake, he told a man his cologne made him nauseous to get this man out of his face. Just raw with it. He ain't holding back nothing. So yeah, I got me a new favorite character on the show, K-9, and this character is based off a real life person, which was Meech and Terry's connect for several years as they became some of the top drug dealers in the U.S. as they moved up. And his name, the person in real life, was Lawrence Newell, and he had a Colombian connect. And once Meech and Terry got connected with him, the world was theirs to steal a line from Scarface. So more about K-9. We heard Meech say he is the #1 player in Detroit. Meech asked him once K-9 agreed to work with Meech. Meech asked him for 10 keys. K-9 gave him 20. And he told Meech if he didn't get his money on time, he will kill him, his brother, and 2 more people. I don't know if he was talking about their parents, but I think they were talking about B. Mickey and Roland, because that was who showed up to the basketball game with them. So they might have been talking about the Flannery parents, but I think they're talking about B. Mickey and Roland. But nonetheless, he's gonna kill all 4 of them if Meech don't have his money on time. He started off the show by sending Meech to Las Vegas to pick up some keys, I guess, to test Meech, to make sure he wasn't, a cop. He already knew that, but I don't know what the purpose of sending Meech to Las Vegas was. I guess just to test him, but I know what it's gonna mean in the long run. I will get to that at the end of this video. Then we see Meech go to the basketball game that K-9 is coaching to drop the work off to him. At this point, we still don't know K-9's the biggest drug dealer in the city, because I'm just thinking, at least I don't, because Meech is just dropping some work off to him, so I figured he's just about to supply this man with some work or something. I didn't know that the man actually is who sent Meech to Las Vegas. That went over my head, so if y'all caught that, I ain't catch it. So anyway, his team wins at the buzzer. He hit a buzzer beater, and it was controversial because the other team coach said that K-9 paid the officials off to overlook a foul call. And so they got into an altercation in the parking lot, the opposing coach and K-9, because the coach now owed K-9 20 stacks that he owed for the game. They bet 20 stacks over this game, and the coach says he is not going to pay. And K-9, he does Frank Lucas style, pulls out his gun right there in broad day in front of everybody at the game in the parking lot, and shoots the opposing coach in the head, runs to Meech's car and takes the car that Meech is riding in, and rides off and gets the work that he sent Meech to Las Vegas to pick up. Later on, at dinner, Meech is trying to convince K-9 to work with him and giving him the reasons why he needs to. And they bump into the old connect that was lost during the few months that we were out of break, because there was like a 1 to 6 month time skip between the end of season 1 and the start of season 2, anywhere between 1 to 6 months, I would guess. So they bump into last season's connect that they ended with, which was Big L, and she runs her mouth saying she don't work with Meech anymore. So, and we also find out K-9 and Big L knew each other. So K-9 says he might contact Meech and he might not, because the whole situation with Big L kind of put him on guard to whether he was going to work with Meech. So later on, we get to the meeting. K-9 decides to work with Meech, and like I said, instead of giving him 10 keys, he gives him 20, and like I already talked about, and he gives everybody in his crew a gift. Most of the guys are getting jewelry, nice watches. And what does he give Meech? In a nice jewelry box. Meech is thinking he's gonna get him a nice shiny new watch or chain. K-9 gives Meech Big L's tongue in a box. So he decided he gonna take out the competition, and the woman who's running her mouth about his new distro, he gonna take that woman out. So he took Big L out. So that woman is gone. No more competition from Big L moving forward. But we did not see Pat moving. We did not see Pat in this episode. And moving forward, I do not believe Meech and Terry will ever cross K-9. K-9 is very dangerous. I think this is actually someone who will have Meech and Terry's back, like muscle that they can use moving forward. I don't think in any way they're ever going to try to cross K-9. However, like I said, I'll get back to the Las Vegas trip that we saw at the very beginning of this episode. While in Las Vegas, Meech runs into somebody, it looked like a middleman, named Wayne Joyner. And this is a real life character. This is who Meech partnered with when the drought hit in the mid 90s, when he had to find a new connect. And this is who he went to, was Wayne Joyner. So this character, keep this in mind, because this is definitely a character who will come into the play in the future. But I say that to say this, do expect to see K-9 remain the connect for all of this season, and most likely next season as well. Because I said in real life, K-9, Lawrence Newell, the real person, was the Flannery Brothers connect all the way through the mid 90s. So there you have it, introducing the new connect for BMF, K-9. Leave your thoughts in the comments.